goes from red to orange, orange to yellow, and yellow all the way up to white hot. Now I will give my friends over in this corner a fair warning. You might want to take 1 or 2 big steps back from me. I'm going to pull this part for just a second.
Come on over here. Back over
Yeah,
here.
that's a hot part. Whoa! Let that cool down just for a second.
That's so cool.
That is.
I want to sacrifice
Now
a
we're going to
child.
flatten out our 2 sides here.
I'm recording it.
Give it a quarter turn, do the other 2 sides.
I want
Now
to
we're going to
sacrifice
slight
a
tilt on the
child.
head of our hammer and start
So do
drawing out
I.
that point.
Big.
Because if we don't draw out our point now, guys, our nail's just going to end up pointless. I know, we have time for corny jokes, so that's about it.
That was a good pun.
It's not very funny.
It's so cool.
But now, we're going to cut it down to size. We're going to cut even notches all the way around the outside of our nail here. Be very careful not to cut all the way through it. We're just breaking it down enough to put a head on our nail. Be very careful. And a little left tap there, she did. Now we're going to smooth out any lumps or bumps that are left over on the nail. Because carpenters do hate lumpy nails. But there is one more thing a carpenter hates more than a lumpy nail. And that is a nail with no head. And right now, that is exactly what we have, is a headless nail. And that's not a very difficult thing to fix. In order to put a head on a nail, all we have to do is hit the nail on the head. Now we're going to be using our post vise over here for this, but I do have to tell you guys, every day I get flack for having a post vise here. Because people say there couldn't have been one in 1565 like that. But there definitely was. The reason you know that is because it was mentioned in the inventory slip of the San Pelayo, so Pedro Menendez's largest flagship. So we're going to be using that little guy to be able to put a head on our nail. But they wouldn't have used that for that purpose. They'd use this little guy right here normally called a nail header. It's like a big old spoon with a hole in it. What you would do is you drop your stock in, snap it off, and hit the nail right on the head. And that will give you a perfectly rounded head every time. But this guy's not good for presentation, so we tend to use our post vise instead. With that in mind, close that off just a little bit more. Make sure that's nice and bright. A little brighter than that. There she goes. We're going to clamp this guy down, leaving up just enough material to be able to put a head on the nail. Right about there ought to do. We're going to twist that off. And just like that, we're going to hit the nail on the head. And just like that, we have a head on our nail. Now, we're not going to leave this guy lying around. Because we have red hot, yellow hot, white hot. But we did not talk about our first level of heat, and that is black hot. Black hot is the most dangerous color in the blacksmith shop. That is because it looks like every other piece of metal, including all of our tools. A black hot does not have to look hot to be hot. It can be anywhere between 800 to about 1,000 degrees still.
Oh my
Be
god.
very mindful of our materials in here, because this will be the snake that bites you. With that in mind, I am holding this in our bare hands. And the reason we can do that is because iron and steel are poor conductors of heat. That heat travels very slowly down this rod, and it'll get warmer. I'm pulling it before it's ever hot enough to burn us. Prove that. No smoke on that side. Plenty on the other.
That is
So we need
neat.
to be very mindful of our materials in here. With that in
was
mind,
really
I'm not
cool.
grabbing that out with my bare fingers. We're going to use these lovely tongs instead. And we do like these tongs because they remind us of what nice guys blacksmiths used to be. Did you guys know there's no such thing as a dentist in 1565?
Huh?
So if you guys ever had to have a tooth pulled, you'd have to come see the blacksmith. And don't worry, if these didn't work, we had plenty of other tools to dig in there and get those teeth right
Oh
out.
my god.
Now, this is a little bit of a kink in his spine. There we go. Just like that, we have our little 16th century square nail all ready to go.
I want to see that again.
Make it yourself at home.
The fire was the best.